Good afternoon, everyone. This is Brad Matheny. Today's the 23rd of July. This is a Plan Your Trade video update, end of day. We had a flat down trigger today, which was if you watch the morning video, I highlighted that it was indicative of a sideways slide in the market. I drew these lines this morning indicating where market was at pre-market, and that I thought that we would see kind of a sideways slide trying to stay above this support level. Take a look at this, because this was actually a beautiful pattern set up today. So I had indicated that we would likely stay above this support level, that we would see this sideways downward slide in the blue line. I had highlighted over the last couple of days that I thought that we would stay in this range, moving higher. The way I calculated this range was relatively simple, is that we had a larger broad pullback, and I was expecting the next couple of days to stay within this range. You can see that this is essentially a 50% level. And again, we're moving between this support zone here at 382 to 50 and an upper support zone in the 560 area up here. You can see that back over here. This is kind of our upper zone and our lower zone. It's just this red area. So now, as we moved above this support, we then moved into moderate bullish trending. We closed on a fairly strong downward bar the last 30 minutes, right down here near this lower channel. Now, tomorrow, we have an inside day. Now, an inside day is going to be very interesting given what we've seen today. Today has a fairly tight range. So let me get rid of the indicators here, and we're going to take a look here at an inside day. So this is what I drew as to what could happen tomorrow. We could see a fairly big move up into this 556, 557 area, or maybe a move down here to 553 as a range. But generally, what's going to happen is price is going to stay within this range. Maybe waffle a little bit higher. Possible that we get a close up in this 555 area again, but we're staying within this channel. And we may see that a high or a low range way out here on some volatility, but the open to close range is probably going to stay within this rectangle, meaning by the end of the day, I would almost guarantee, based on my experience and my knowledge, that we're going to stay in a fairly narrow open to close range, somewhere maybe between 554.25 and 555.50. That's really 0.75 points on the do the math here, a dollar and a quarter on the SPY. So long and short of it, we're going to probably stay within this range. And that's where I think price is going to want to stay structured and stay cleanly within this sideways channel. Okay. Then we're going to move into the rally phase, which is where all the fun begins. And that's going to come on Thursday. And I believe that we're going to see a very solid upward gap on Thursday, probably in this area, maybe a little higher, and then we're going to meander our way right up into this 559, possibly just below 560 area on Thursday, and carry onward with a big broad rally on Friday. So this is the last week that I am doing these. Well, at least right now, I have not made a decision to continue these onward. I want to highlight the success of the SPY cycle patterns. I know that there's a lot of people out there that are watching these, and I know that a lot of you have come to rely on these. But like I said, at this point, I think I've proven the success of the system, the patterns. It's been now almost 5 weeks. This is the 5th week that we've been going through this. And like I said, we have this pattern here. that's left to come. That's so we have tomorrow, Wednesday, then we have Thursday, and then we have Friday over here that is yet to come. So we are now basing into what I've told you is likely going to be a rally phase going forward. And we're going to keep an eye on this to see how it plays out. And then I'll make a decision what I'm going to do here, whether we're going to keep going for another couple weeks or what have you. Like I said, I know that you guys are learning to rely on this, and I want you to understand that this is very proprietary data. It's the reason I'm showing it off is because I wanted to prove to myself in a public way that this works very efficiently. In a way, I wanted to show off what I was capable of doing. I think I've done a very solid job of predicting the markets weeks in advance. Remember, we started this whole thing back out right here on this day. How many weeks ago did it take? And you can see my predictions right here. Okay. Up, all the way up into this area. And we did trend higher up into this area. Did not meet my expected peak up here at 568. But then, as I indicated, the market would top. Again, this was predicted 6, 7 days out into the future. As I indicated, the market would top and break down. Sure enough, the market broke down. We had a fairly large range day, consolidated, based, just like I suggested. I suggested we would, after this selling, we would see a base. We had a nice solid base. We had a downward consolidation. We did today. And now tomorrow we have an inside day, which sets up a very tight little range. And then we move into breakaway upward trending and bottoming and breakaway upward trending and bottoming. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This day I will say I missed. So that's 9, 1 missing, 10, 11, 12, 13. So far I have gone 13 roughly days, 12 days out of 11 accurate. This is the one day right here that I missed, indicating that this was a big crush pattern. I thought it was going to rally back up into this area, and what we ended up having was a major crush to the downside. So it was still a major crush. It was still in the direction I should have listened to. But again, I because it was a counter trend crush, and I read this as a downtrend at this point, I expected an upside move. It was actually a downside move. And that's why I've created these videos teaching you how to understand, like, what we're actually trading and how to trade, how to follow my research and how to follow my analysis. So again, we're looking at tomorrow being a very tight inside day, maybe up into the 556 area, maybe down into the 553.5 area, maybe a little lower, but generally very flat within this rectangle for the open and close tomorrow. And then we move into accelerated upward trending based on my research. Okay, so this is the update. We're going into the end of the week. We only have 1, 2, 3 more days to go. And it looks like the SPY is going to want to be closing up above 560, 562 by Friday, is my estimate right now. So read between the lines. If my patterns are correct and my analysis is correct, we will be looking for a target, upward target area over in this area, somewhere up in here, highlighting the chance for a real solid move up into this 560, 561 area. Okay, that's it for now. Talk to you later.